12 signs of poor boundaries. Imagine navigating through life without the weight of constant worry, resentment, or self-doubt. Picture a reality where your sense of self remains unshaken, no matter the external pressures. This serene existence is within reach, rooted in the ancient wisdom of Stoicism and the mastery of setting healthy boundaries. Boundaries profoundly impact our lives, influencing our relationships, mental and physical health, and our very identity. In this enlightening discussion, we explore the 12 signs of poor boundaries, unveiling how these often overlooked aspects can entangle us in toxic relationships, exhaust our mental and physical health, and erode our true selves. Through the lens of Stoic philosophy, each sign is dissected, offering timeless strategies to reclaim control, build resilience, and live with greater integrity and purpose. Ready to transform your life and relationships? Let's uncover the wisdom behind setting boundaries and embracing your true self. Number 1. Neglecting personal growth. Neglecting personal growth is a telltale sign of poor boundaries, a concept deeply rooted in the Stoic philosophy. Stoicism emphasizes the pursuit of self-improvement and living a life aligned with virtue. When one overcommits to the needs of others, personal development is often sacrificed. This neglect not only stifles one's potential, but also leads to a life unfulfilled. The Stoics remind us that the highest good lies within, and thus we must prioritize our own growth to achieve true contentment. Embracing the Stoic principle of continuous self-improvement requires setting boundaries that allow for reflection, learning, and the cultivation of inner virtues. By doing so, we honor our true selves and contribute more meaningfully to the world around us. Remember, personal growth is not a selfish endeavor, but a necessary foundation for a life of wisdom and resilience. Set boundaries that protect your time and energy, ensuring that you can focus on becoming the best version of yourself. In doing so, you not only elevate your own life, but also inspire and uplift those around you. Number 2, over-focus on others. The Stoic philosophy teaches us the importance of balance, especially when it comes to our focus on others. Over-focusing on the needs of others at the expense of our own well-being is a clear sign of poor boundaries. While helping others is a noble pursuit, it must not lead to self-neglect. The Stoics urge us to maintain our inner tranquility and self-care, for only then can we be truly effective in our service to others. Excessive self-sacrifice leads to burnout and diminishes our capacity to support those we care about. By setting healthy boundaries, we ensure that our efforts to assist others do not come at the cost of our own health and happiness. In Stoic terms, this balance is achieved by recognizing our sphere of control and focusing on what we can manage, our own actions and reactions. Protect your well-being by establishing clear limits on how much you extend yourself for others. This practice not only preserves your energy, but also enhances the quality of your support, allowing you to serve from a place of strength and stability. Number 3, the loss of self. Losing one's sense of self is a profound consequence of poor boundaries. The Stoics champion the idea of knowing and embracing one's true nature, staying steadfast in one's principles and purpose. When boundaries are weak, individuals often absorb the identities and roles of those around them, leading to a diluted sense of self. This erosion of personal identity is contrary to Stoic wisdom, which emphasizes self-awareness and authenticity. To live a virtuous life, one must maintain a strong sense of self, unshaken by external influences. Setting firm boundaries allows you to remain true to your values and inner compass. The Stoics remind us that our primary duty is to ourselves, to cultivate our character and live in accordance with our principles. By doing so, we not only preserve our identity, but also offer genuine and unwavering support to those around us. Protect your sense of self by clearly defining your boundaries, ensuring that you remain rooted in your true identity, regardless of external pressures. Number 4, fear of rejection and abandonment. Fear of rejection and abandonment can cripple our ability to set healthy boundaries, yet Stoic wisdom offers a path to overcome these fears. Stoicism teaches us to cultivate resilience and independence, focusing on what we can control: our thoughts, actions, and reactions. This internal strength diminishes the power of external fears. When we fail to set boundaries due to fear of being left or rejected, we give away our peace of mind. The Stoics urge us to seek contentment within ourselves rather than relying on external validation. This shift in perspective empowers us to establish boundaries that protect our well-being without the anxiety of losing others' approval. By embracing the Stoic principle of inner resilience, we become less dependent on the whims of others and more grounded in our own worth. Set boundaries confidently, knowing that true relationships will respect and honor them. In doing so, you create a life anchored in self-respect and inner strength, immune to the destabilizing effects of fear. Number 5, resentment and annoyance. Resentment and annoyance often arise from overextending ourselves due to poor boundaries. The Stoics advise us to manage our emotions by accepting what we cannot control and focusing on our own actions. When we neglect our boundaries, we often find ourselves frustrated and resentful, feeling taken advantage of by others. Stoic wisdom teaches us that these negative emotions are indicators of our own missteps in maintaining boundaries. By recognizing and addressing the root cause, our failure to set limits, we can reclaim our peace of mind. Establishing clear boundaries is an act of self-care that aligns with Stoic principles. It allows us to interact with others from a place of balance and composure rather than frustration. Accept the responsibility for your boundaries and use them to protect your emotional well-being. By doing so, you transform resentment into tranquility, fostering healthier and more respectful relationships. Number 6, inability to say no. The inability to say no is a common sign of poor boundaries, and Stoic philosophy provides valuable guidance on this issue. The Stoics remind us that true self-respect involves making choices that align with our values and well-being. Saying no when necessary is a form of self-care and integrity. When we consistently agree to tasks or favors out of fear of conflict or disappointing others, we compromise our own needs and values. The Stoic advocate for a life of virtue, which includes the courage to say no when it is in our best interest. This practice not only preserves our energy and focus, but also ensures that our commitments are genuine and meaningful. Embrace the Stoic principle of living according to your true nature by confidently setting boundaries and saying no when needed. This act of self-respect not only enhances your own well-being, but also fosters more authentic and balanced relationships. Number 7, passive aggressiveness. Passive aggressiveness is a subtle yet destructive sign of poor boundaries. Stoicism promotes clear and honest communication, rooted in respect and understanding. When we fail to set and communicate our boundaries directly, frustration and unmet needs often manifest as passive-aggressive behavior. This indirect expression of dissatisfaction creates confusion and resentment in our relationships. The Stoics teach us to address issues head-on with calmness and clarity, ensuring that our interactions are based on mutual respect. By setting clear boundaries and communicating them openly, we avoid the pitfalls of passive aggressiveness. This approach fosters healthier relationships and aligns with the Stoic ideal of living in harmony with others. Embrace the courage to communicate your needs and boundaries directly, creating a foundation of respect and understanding in all your interactions. Number 8, people-pleasing. People-pleasing is a clear indicator of poor boundaries and a significant barrier to living a virtuous life. Stoicism teaches us to seek inner contentment and integrity over external approval. When we prioritize pleasing others over our own needs and values, we compromise our true selves and invite imbalance into our lives. The Stoics remind us that our worth is not determined by others' opinions, but by our own virtuous actions. By setting boundaries that honor our true nature, we live with authenticity and self-respect. People-pleasing often stems from a desire for validation, but Stoicism encourages us to find that validation within. Cultivate the strength to set boundaries and prioritize your own well-being, knowing that true respect and admiration come from living in accordance with your principles. Number 9, oversharing. Oversharing is another sign of poor boundaries that Stoicism addresses through the principle of discretion. Sharing too much information too quickly, especially without establishing trust, can lead to vulnerability and regret. The Stoics advocate for measured and thoughtful communication, sharing only what is necessary and appropriate. This practice not only protects our own well-being, but also fosters trust and respect in our relationships. By being discerning in our interactions, we maintain our dignity and avoid the pitfalls of oversharing. Embrace the Stoic wisdom of caution and discretion, ensuring that your communication is both respectful and prudent. This approach strengthens your boundaries and enhances the quality of your relationships. Number 10, difficulty making decisions. Difficulty making decisions often stems from poor boundaries as we struggle to balance our own needs with those of others. According to Stoic wisdom, we must exercise our rational mind to make decisions aligned with our values and virtues. The Stoics teach us to focus on what we can control and to act with clarity and purpose. When we are torn between overextending ourselves and honoring our commitments, it indicates a lack of clear boundaries. By setting firm limits, we empower ourselves to make decisions confidently and with integrity. Embrace the Stoic principle of rational decision-making by establishing boundaries that support your values and well-being. This practice not only enhances your own life, but also fosters more respectful and balanced relationships. Number 11, mental health impacts. Poor boundaries significantly impact mental health, a concern that Stoicism addresses through the cultivation of emotional balance and resilience. The Stoics teach us to manage our thoughts and emotions, recognizing that poor boundaries can lead to anxiety, depression, and other mental health issues. By setting clear boundaries, we protect our mental well-being and create a foundation for a more balanced and fulfilling life. Stoic practices such as mindfulness and self-reflection help us maintain our emotional equilibrium, even in challenging situations. Embrace the Stoic principle of self-care by establishing boundaries that support your mental health. This approach not only enhances your own well-being, but also allows you to be more present and effective in your relationships. Number 12, dependence on external validation. Dependence on external validation is a pervasive sign of poor boundaries. Stoicism encourages us to find validation within ourselves, recognizing that true worth comes from virtuous living. When we constantly seek approval from others, we compromise our own values and invite instability into our lives. The Stoics teach us to cultivate inner contentment and self-respect, relying on our own judgment and principles. By setting boundaries that prioritize our well-being and integrity, we free ourselves from the need for external validation. Embrace the Stoic wisdom of self-reliance, ensuring that your actions are guided by your values rather than the opinions of others. This practice not only strengthens your boundaries, but also enhances your sense of self-worth and fulfillment. Mastering the art of setting boundaries is not just about protecting your peace, it's about reclaiming your true self and living a life of purpose and resilience. By embracing the wisdom of Stoicism, you can transform your interactions, nurture your mental health, and cultivate a sense of inner tranquility that remains unshaken by external chaos. As you reflect on these 9 signs of poor boundaries, consider how they manifest in your own life and how you can start making changes today. Remember, setting boundaries is an act of self-respect and a commitment to living authentically. We'd love to hear your thoughts and experiences. How have boundaries, or the lack thereof, impacted your life? Share your stories in the comments below, and let's continue this journey toward greater wisdom and self-awareness together. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more insights on living a balanced and fulfilling life. Stay wise and stay true to yourself.
Hey there! If you enjoyed this video, I'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment with the word WISER, so I know you watched till the very end. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more insights and updates. Thank you so much for your attention. Stay wise and awesome, and I'll see you in the next video.